Namaskar everyone, welcome back.
Sir, namaste.
Namaskar.
I'm
So
joining with
now,
my three kids, sir.
yeah, great to see that. Yes,
Yeah.
welcome beta. कैसे हो?
Chapati.
I am nice.
Fine.
Nice. Okay, good. So we will do that in English. Just in case you don't understand something, then you may let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ji. Good evening. Okay. So last time we set the context of Bhagwat Gita. That Bhagwat Gita, although it is delivered in the setting of a war, a Mahabharat war, which every person in India has in their DNA. But the message that is conveyed through the Mahabharat war and Bhagavad Gita is Gyan. Gyan about taking the right decisions. So the context, very quickly I'll set again, is that Arjun, who was the primary warrior in the battlefield from the sides of Pandavas, who were considered as people on the right side, he got into depression and indecisiveness, and because he was the primary warrior, if he do not fight, then the other people, the right side, will lose the war. So the other character in the Bhagavad Gita, that is Lord Krishna, he took the opportunity to remind Arjun of his decision making power about what is right and what is wrong, and gave him 700 verses to explain about that righteousness. And that is Bhagavad Gita, which since 5,500 years is helping several people on this planet to learn the process of taking the right decision. So now applying it to your life, your studies, your friendship with people, your role and attitude in the household, in your family, with your relatives, everything is a decision making. So this learning of Bhagavad Gita, you apply that with your day-to-day living. And because Krishna told Arjun how to rightly concentrate our energies to take the right decisions, if you learn that at this early stage of life, you will start taking right decision, having good concentration and focus on studies as well. Because studies, education is something which will be with you for the entire life. Even if the friends that you have today may not be there tomorrow, relatives that you have today may not be tomorrow, but there is one person who will always be with you, that is yourself. So if you don't know this person clearly, then there will be a lot of difficulty in taking decisions. So I hope you all are excited to know the hidden potential within you through this story and Gyan of Bhagavad Gita, and eventually achieve that state which is something which you deserve, which is your birthright. Right? So let us now proceed. Okay. So after like there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita and 700 verses. So initial few verses and shlokas basically are meant to explain the situation. So the situation is Arjun is confused and in depression and is asking his friend and his cousin Krishna about what is the right decision, what should he do. And as I said, there are two more actors in Bhagavad Gita. One is Dhritarashtra and one is Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra was the emperor of that time, and the throne of the emperor was in Hastinapur, which is today's Meerut in Uttar Pradesh, right? So the first verse starts from Dhritarashtra asking Sanjay, and Sanjay was the person having, Dhritarashtra was blind man. Sanjay was the person having the special power to directly see what is happening at the battleground and report it to the king Dhritarashtra or emperor Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra is asking, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavah Mamaka Pandavascheva Kim Kurvat Sanjaya. Which means, O Sanjay, after gathering on the holy field of Kurukshetra and desiring to fight, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? So he is like breaking the ice and asking for what is happening. Tell me, O Sanjay, what is happening on the ground? So this is his question. So wherever you have any question, please raise your hands. Now Sanjay is replying in the second verse. Drashtva tu Pandavanikam Yudam Duryodhanastada Acharya Mupasangamaya Raja Vachanam Bravit. Sanjay said, on observing the Pandava army standing in military formation, King Duryodhan, which is basically the son of Dhritarashtra, approached his teacher Dronacharya and said the following words. Now Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra that your son Duryodhan is approaching the teacher, the guru Dronacharya, to ask some question, to talk to him. What is that conversation? Let us see in the next verse. Okay, there is a specific rhyme in which Bhagwat Gita shlokas have to be recited. So I'll try if I can do that. Pashyatam Pandu Putrana Macharya Mahati Chamum Vyudam Drupad Putrena Tav Shishyena Dhimata. So now in this verse 3, Duryodhan is saying, O respected teacher, behold the mighty army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arrayed for battle by your own gifted disciple, the son of Drupad. So Duryodhan asked Dronacharya to look at the skillfully arranged military system or formation of the Pandava army, led by their commander-in-chief. The first commander-in-chief from the Pandava side was Drishtadyumna, who is the son of Drupad, right? So he's asking, like telling the guru that how beautifully they have set up the army formation. Now verse 4, 5, 6 together. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha Drishtaketushchikitana Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bhojascha Shabhyascha Narpungava Yudhamnyuscha Vikranta Uttamojascha Viryavan Saubhadro Dropadeyascha Sarva Eva Maharatha. So in these three verses, most of the people, the key players, the yodhas are named. right? So it is like when somebody sees an army in front and somebody asks, see how good the army formation is there. There is that Yodha, there is that Yodha. They are sitting there, they're standing there. So all that he is explaining. The meaning here is, behold, in their ranks are many powerful warriors like Yuyudhan, Virat, and Drupad, wielding mighty bows and equal in military prowess to Bhim and Arjun. So Pandavas were 5 brothers, out of which 3 were main, the sons of Kunti, the main warriors, and then Nakul and Sahadev were also there to support them. So Bhim and Arjun were extremely famous warrior. Bhim was considered as the most mightiest Gadadhari. Gada is a weapon which is a very heavy weapon which you can take in your hands and like hit other people, the opposition army, to kill them. And Arjun was Sarvashreshth Dhanurdhar, the most mightiest archer of that time. So Duryodhan, he said that just like Bhim and Arjun, there are so many other big names who have come to fight from the sides of Pandava. There are also accomplished heroes like Dhrishtaketu, Chekitan, the gallant king of Kashi, Purujit, Kuntibhoj, and Shaibhya, all the best of men. In their ranks, they also have the courageous Yudhamanyu, the gallant Uttamoja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi, who are all great warrior chiefs. So just for your information, you can keep these names in your minds. If you read the entire Mahabharata, then these names will be more contextual. But for the purpose of learning the lessons of Bhagavad Gita, we can just keep that as an information, not to go too deep into it. Now verse 7. Asmakam tu vishishta yetani bodh dvijottama nayakamam sainyasya sangyartham tan bravimite. O best of Brahmins, hear too about the principal generals on our side who are specially qualified to lead. These I know, recount unto you. So basically, till the time we achieve or we realize the Gyan, which is being delivered through Bhagavad Gita, we remain in a very low consciousness. Only when we understand and make this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita part of us, that we start becoming leaders. We start leading our life in a right direction. Before that, it is like lack of direction. And when we have lack of direction anywhere, it means we are confused. It means we are lost. Right? So wherever in your life, whatever situation comes wherein you feel that you don't know what is the next step that you should take, you are confused, or you are taking steps in a wrong direction, then somewhere this curiosity has to come to our mind to know more about the principles to derive the right direction. So here again Duryodhan is saying, now that you have heard about the great warriors from the side of Pandava, let me now tell you the great generals that we have, right? And especially those on which you believe, you trust that they will help us win. Verse 8. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitinjaya Ashwathama Vikarnascha Somadattestathevacha. So now there are some names from the sides of Kauravas who are also part of the great history of Mahabharata, and most of whom are part of our daily talks, or whenever we need to get some reference to decide what is right and wrong. So there are personalities like yourself. Guru Dronacharya is so famous. Those of you who are in Delhi NCR region, you must be knowing about a metro station in Gurgaon named after Guru Dronacharya. So exact name of metro station is Guru Dronacharya. And it is in the city of Gurgaon. Now this Gurgaon city is now renamed as Gurugram, which was its original name. Gurugram means the village of the Guru. So the history of this Gurugram city is that Kauravas, Duryodhan especially, he has given that as a mentoring fees to his Guru Dronacharya. The entire city was, the land was given to Guru Dronacharya by Duryodhan and other Kauravas, right? So these things are so famous that even after 5,500 years of this event, the great event of Mahabharata and Bhagwat Gita, we still have things which are related with those times, right? So even if you consider Delhi, Delhi was a barren land which was first made the capital city by Pandavas. And the first name of this land was Indraprastha. So if you see Delhi, there is a metro station again by the name Indraprastha, right? It is in the heart of the city. And that part of the land was where Pandavas made their palaces and other things. Now, there is also a university called as IP University, which is Indraprastha University. So that's also there in Delhi. Now, if you move towards UP from there, there is a place called as Hastinapur, which was the throne, the emperor's capital of the emperor Dhritarashtra and Duryodhan. It is today's name is Meerut. Then on the other side, which is like when you exit Delhi from the north, outer Delhi, you will pass through two cities, which are first you will get Sonipat, then Panipat, then Kurukshetra and Karnal. Now the Sonipat and Panipat are famous for some other battles, but Kurukshetra is the place which is famous for Mahabharat war. And there are several relics, several symbols over there in Kurukshetra city, which talks about the Mahabharat war. There is a place notified where the Bhagwat Gita was actually delivered by Krishna to Arjun. So that place has a temple today. Then there is a Sarovar, which is called as Brahma Sarovar, largest man-made Sarovar over there. You can call it as, I think, pond or lake, most probably pond. So largest man-made pond where Duryodhan was hiding near the end of Mahabharat war, right? And this place, Karnal is the place which is named after the King Karn. So we'll get to know about King Karn also in upcoming verses. He was also the brother of the Pandavas and cousin of Kauravas, right? So Karnal is named after Karn. So here in this verse, he's talking about personalities like yourself, Guru Dronacharya, Bhishma. So Bhishma himself is a very famous personality. And whenever somebody does take a vow, right, and unshaking vow, then we call that as Bhishma Pratigya, right? A promise which is never to be broken is considered as Bhishma Pratigya. So all these people, all these events of Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita are important in the lives of maximum number of Indians. Then comes Karna, as we are talking about Karnal. So just this name is related with that. Then Kripacharya. Kripacharya was also one of the gurus of Pandavas and Kauravas. Ashwathama. Ashwathama was son of Guru Dronacharya. Then we have Vikarna. Vikarna is also one of the brothers of the Kauravas. They were 100 brothers. And Bhuri Shrava, who are ever victorious in battle. That means they have a very good track record of winning the battle. So he is kind of assessing the situation that the other side also has good number of warriors and our side also has good number of warriors. Now coming to verse 9. Anye cha bhava shura madarte tyakta jivita nana shastra praharna sarve yuddha visharada. So also there are many other heroic warriors who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. They are all skilled in the art of warfare and equipped with various kinds of weapons. So as we have discussed in the previous session, war is not something which is a good thing or a welcome thing. And it is also said war is the last resort to solve the conflicts. That if nothing else works, then only the war should be done. It should be the last option. Because if it is not exercised as the last options, then bad people may ultimately take control of the planet. So if you see today, there are several wars either happening or have the possibility of happening in near future. But there are other ways, diplomatic ways to solve the problems also. But when we are talking about Mahabharata, it means all those diplomatic ways were already exercised, tried out. Then only this war is happening, right? Okay, so it's time 9:57. So I'll take 2-3 more verses and then we will stop. Okay. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma bhirakshitam paryaptam tvidme sham balam bhima bhirakshitam. The strength of our army is unlimited and we are safely marshaled by Grandsire Bhishma, while the strength of the Pandavas' army, carefully marshaled by Bhim, is limited. So now why Duryodhana is saying this? Because the Pandavas' army was only 7 Akshohini, which is a unit of measurement during those times. And Kaurav side was 11 Akshohini, which means Kauravas had the 40% more army than the Pandavas. So it is like Duryodhana was getting overconfident that we have so much army, much higher than Pandavas, and we have great people on our side, warrior on our side, and the Senapati, the person leading the army, is Bhishma, who is like difficult to win over. So I am at the safe side. So this is the feeling that Duryodhana, a person on the wrong side of the morality or dharma, he was getting confident, right? So all this context, in 2-3 sessions, the context will be set, after which you will start understanding the Gyan and its relation with your day-to-day life, right? So let us stop it here today. If you have any question, you can raise hand and ask your question. Anyone? Okay, so in the absence of questions, I will, let's terminate the meeting now. I will publish the recording of it so that if you want to revise it, you can do so. Namaskar. See you on Thursday, day after tomorrow. Same time, 9:30 to.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Yes, namaskar.